Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the mop here on a foggy Monday morning. August 2nd. Wow, time is going by quick this year. Hard to believe we're already into August. Well, welcome to the mop. One bad decision. This is on me, and I've already said I'll be honest when I speak things that are on my mind, and it's on me this time as a bad decision. I made one this weekend. Not going to get into the details, but I made one. And I have to live with the consequences of that. And that's okay. I'll get through it. I've got a lot to think about, a lot of things to discuss in my mind and work through. My question is, do you think you can have alcohol, drug, whatever it may, and this drug part of it is out of it for me. Don't worry about that. But can you do those kind of things, having those kinds of problems without doing it daily? Can you have problems with those kind of substances without doing it daily? What do I mean? Let's say, can you go out and have just one drink with somebody? Or when you crack or flip the switch, however you want to look at, it can't stop until you're done. Can you just go out? And I shouldn't say with like your wife for dinner or whatever like that. I'm not saying that. If you're out with your buddies, your crew, however it goes, all your lady friends, your pack, whatever you want to call it. Can you just have one with all of them on, let's say, a Friday, Saturday? Or do you go until bad decisions are made or, things like that? I think you can struggle with alcohol problems that way. You don't have to necessarily, people look or think of people with alcohol issues or related issues as alcoholics. They got to have it every day. They got to do it every day. Drug addicts got to do it every day. Just have to. That's the only way you're an addict or described as one. My feeling is that there's a lot of people that go out and do that, not on a daily basis, but per se they go out on a Friday or Saturday, and then you start seeing some behaviors, I guess, that come out. And then you have to live with those consequences. And you can't blame anybody, because that's like I discussed the other time, is when you make multiple mistakes, they are no longer mistakes, they are choices. And you have to live with those choices. You can't just say, oops, sorry, I made a mistake, and work forward and move on. So that's where I'm at with it today. Like I said, I've got a lot of thinking to do. I've got a lot of things to do in my life that you struggle with decisions you make. And then you have to live with those decisions. And then have to figure out what's truly important in your life. What are those keys? What are those things that are going to keep you going forward, battling for a better day? And then also, when do you get to the point there is a better day? When is there a point that you are extremely blessed and happy to have what you have? You're not waiting for others' approvals. You're not waiting for words or blessed from your kids, your family, whatever it may be. It's just, what are you going to do to make yourself better and happy? And what are you going to do with your life to do that as well? So there's plenty of things to think about every day. And unfortunately, in the world we live in, there's not a lot of time or patience for those kind of things. When you're in your 50s or 40s or whatever age, even mid-20s, by the time you're 30, you would think you'd have life figured out. I've come to the conclusion at 52, I'm still struggling with figuring out. And I don't know if there is. Let's put it that way. I personally don't think you'll ever have life figured out. There's always things thrown at you in a different realm, different way. When you think you have life figured out, then there's a curveball thrown to you. There's also people's reactions, or what people say or what people do, that affect you hardcore as well. There may be a post you see. There may be things that are said that make life different, and they bring a seriousness to what you need to work on. And I think I've come to that realization that I need a few things yet still to work on. I need to, per se, grow up, mature, do whatever I need to make things right in my world. And then also look at all the relationships that you have and make sure that you're in them committed 100%. Like I've told you before, I don't believe in 110. You just can't give 110. You can give 100. You can give 100%. But anything over than that, it's kind of like saying, I'll knock 110% off your bill. Yeah, you're not going to have a bill if they knock 110% off. So I think 100% is feasible to somebody to give 100%, whether it's to a relationship, to activities that you're doing, whatever it may be. But that's where I'm at. I've had a lot on my mind over the weekend, and but it's only one bad decision that turns into not mistakes. Again, mistakes are just a choice. They're not something. Mistakes happen, but repeated mistakes turn into bad choices. So, with that said, I hope you all have a great day. The sun is starting to break through this heavy fog here in southwest Wisconsin. Along the river today, very, very, very foggy, thick, pea soup fog. So drive careful while you are until it gets burned off. But yeah, we'll be in touch tomorrow morning with another edition of the Mop. I've got some mowing to do today, and then got a few other activities, and thanks to some good friends, I've got to go pick up a trailer to do some stuff this week. So I'll hopefully stay busy and keep my mind focused on the prize, and see where life takes me. Who knows? I'm trying to find more challenges for my brain. I get mentally exhausted very quick. So I'm trying to figure out how to strengthen that and make things better. But we'll go from there. I'm okay. Okay. Don't need to report anybody. Oh God, I'm good. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody knows that. I'm good. I'm just going through a lot of thinking process of clearing out the Rolodex per se, or straightening the file cabinet, however you want to look at it. Shredding some papers. You know, like when you have your office build up for a year and then you go, boy, I should really clean this, and you can't quite see the desk and you can't quite see the calendar. That's where I'm at. So I feel you need to be honest with people, and you need to share where you're at, frustrations, whatever it may be, and go about it the best way you can and come up with a new game plan. You know, every new head coach, I look at McCarthy going into Pittsburgh, he's probably got a new game plan. I see that he's not doing tackling now. They're going to learn that off of GPS and videos and things like that, and learning the correct way to tackle. It's kind of like that. You got to come up with some new ways to get from A to B, maybe to C, but you got to always come back to A. So I'm good. I'm just coming up with some new ways about life, and we'll figure out things as we go. So take care. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another edition of the Mop. But as always, take time to bless somebody today, and also take time for yourself, and maybe try to figure out where your compass is pointed, and it might need to be recalibrated. So wish you all the best. Thanks for everybody that checks in on me and makes sure and had me in my thoughts the last week or so as I celebrated 9 months. or 9 years, excuse me, since my stroke. August 11th was the day I got released back on 2017 to go home. And I still had plenty of work. So August 11th was the big day that I got released from UW rehab. I had my stroke on the 23rd of July. So we'll go from there. Wish you all the best, though, and we'll talk tomorrow morning.